think we all can see how important a job is, and how a job is more than just a job. It's about your own dignity, your own self-esteem, your sense of being part of a society, your ability to take care of your children and the future of your family. It's so much more than a paycheck.
Since its founding in 2002, the Education for Employment Foundation has created opportunities for young people in the Middle East and North Africa through professional skills training programs that lead directly to jobs, serving as a catalyst for more successful, happier lives.
I learned many things from the EFE course. There were 4 modules, which focus on soft skills. We learn how to be prepared for the job market after graduating from university, how to present ourselves, and how to write a resume. We also learn how to set goals for ourselves and to have a vision for the future.
After the September 11th attacks shook his hometown of New York City, Ron Bruder, EFE founder and CEO, took a deep interest in the problems of the Middle East and discovered a tremendous lack of economic opportunity in the region. EFE addresses this problem through an apolitical, pragmatic approach that facilitates the creation of more stable and productive societies by focusing on jobs as the fundamental element.
All of the programs that we do are directly linked to needs in the marketplace. We know where the jobs are at graduation. I think that's what makes us different. And one of the reasons we can know where the jobs are is because our board of directors and our other advisors in the country tell us where the jobs are. So when we finish the process, we're not standing there with hope, we're standing there with knowledge and power.
It's a win-win for everyone, for the companies, for the country, and for the youth themselves.
EFE currently operates in Jordan, West Bank and Gaza, Morocco, Egypt, and Yemen. Each affiliate is led by local business and civic leaders who have the passion and the insight to help close the gap between young talent and the demands of the business community.
Why do I do this work? The inspiration comes from, just visiting a class and seeing what a student can do that far exceeds whatever expectations I might have had or any of the team that I work with has. It's worth $1 million.
The remarkable impact EFE makes in the lives of these youth is exemplified in the story of Mabruk al-Samini, a young man born and raised in a rural village in Yemen, one of the poorest countries in the world, with a youth unemployment rate currently around 36%. Mabruk's life and the lives of those around him were transformed by the training he received through EFE.
Mabruk is one of our unique students. We always look for students from disadvantaged backgrounds, and he fit the criteria perfectly. Prior to joining Yemen EFE, he'd spent almost 2 years unemployed looking for work, and he'd given up hope. He first tried to look for employment around his hometown, and he spent like 16 months looking for work in Amran, and that's where he decided that he had to move out of the world that he was living in and come to Sana'a to look for employment. He spent another 12 months looking for employment, which just led to more frustration.
Mabruk's participation in a Yemen EFE workplace success course was the impetus that began to turn things around for him.
كيف تجهز المقابلة الشخصية؟ كيف ترتب وقتك؟ كيف التنظيم التخطيط؟ كنا غافلين وبعد ما لحقنا المسي علمتنا أشياء كثيرة.
Then he was given an opportunity to put all the learning into practice at the Arwa Plastics Company. And within 2 weeks, we received a call from the general manager of the company requesting to keep him on. And that's where he signed his contract, and he's never looked back since.
Over the next 15 years, more than 100 million new job seekers in the Middle East and North Africa will try to enter the workforce. Despite EFE's impressive successes, achieving youth employment on a mass scale remains a significant challenge. To this end, EFE has fostered an across-the-board culture of cooperation with other nonprofits, with the private sector, with government agencies, as well as academic institutions, which have been inspired to replicate EFE's effective programs.
Many organizations that work with disadvantaged youth populations spend a lot of time focusing on the needs of the young person, which is very admirable, but often that's disconnected from the needs of the businesses where they end up being employed. And EFE is really trying to do both, understand the business needs as well as provide the supports that young people need to succeed in the world of work.
We see the private sector really wanting a lot, and then we see the university graduates graduating saying, here, I've done what I'm supposed to do, you know, I've got the skills. They just need the small push, and once they get it, they're actually there.
It's a marvelous example of social entrepreneurship, and it represents a solution to one of the great problems of the Middle East.
This program gives us a big chance.
Ultimately, EFE's greatest strength may lie in the power of its grateful alumni, who are now eager to give back to their families, their communities, and society at large. Few students demonstrate that spirit of gratitude more than Hamza Al-Hadawi of Amman, Jordan.
When Hamza started, I mean, he wasn't so smiley. He wasn't smiling as much. He was a very quiet boy who would just listen, and slowly I saw him. I saw the transformation, the smile come into his face, the sparkle in the eye. That's what's so fulfilling, is to see these youth with hope.
It was really my mother who raised me because my father was always busy. He traveled a lot. There wasn't time to spend with him. When he returned, we didn't have anything, just the house he bought us. I was the son who tried to help him. I told him, you've done enough. I will work until I lift the burden from your shoulders.
I saw his mother in the graduation. She's almost crying because he is the first child in the family who got a certificate. He wants his family to be happy, to be proud about him, because he said, my father sacrificed a lot and I need this old man to feel happy.
At the Blue Fig restaurant, I'm working my way up, step by step, striving to reach my goals, to allow my family to be comfortable, to help with expenses, and to build my future too.
Like so many other EFE graduates, Hamza's commitment to EFE training, combined with his natural talent and determination to succeed, is leading him and his family to a brighter future.